So this is explaining spirituality, New Orleans, the spiritual vibe, all this. So I be waiting for things to happen to give examples, because I don't like going back into past situations and trying to piece stuff together. So the other day I went out and I come outside and it had just started drizzling. It just started drizzling because before I went outside, I had just looked out there. So one of the neighborhood guys was saying, you gonna need an umbrella. It just started raining. I was walking and it just started raining. So I did my usual, look up and see what's going on in the skies. You don't just look to see what's going on eye level or on the ground. You look to see what's going on in the skies around this time of year in particular. This is storm season. So I said, nah, I'm going to be all right. There was no storm clouds in the sky. I didn't smell rain. There was no indication that it was about to actually rain. And sure enough, it didn't rain. And I went and came without getting wet or encountering any rain. Now, today, I don't want to say not too long ago, but that's kind of sort of not too long ago. When I come outside, I did the same thing. I had already looked before I leaped. Looked before I came downstairs. And it was no indication that it was raining, but it was an indication that it may rain because of the overcast that's no longer here and the clouds. So sure enough, I get downstairs and it started drizzling. Well, so it was drizzling a little harder than the other day, but this time there was rain clouds. It was an overcast. It was a little slight stormy looking, a little gray. And I smelled rain. So I stood outside for a minute. No, what I did was I went back upstairs and got my raincoat. Then I came right back downstairs immediately. But I just stood there for a minute. And sure enough, it started raining a little hard. It wasn't like a bad downpour, like a bad storm, but it was a downpour. It was raining too hard to walk in the rain. So I stood there for a couple of minutes, and sure enough, as I figured, the rain stopped. I figured the rain was going to stop because only half of the sky was overcast and only half of the sky had those rain clouds. Only half of the sky had that grayish tint to the clouds in the sky. So that means whatever that was over me was either coming or going. It was about to pass me. So I just stood there for a couple of minutes, not too long at all, and the rain, it slowed down. Well, it seemed like it came to a halt, but it went back to a drizzle. And when it went back to a drizzle, I started out walking, and within a minute, it stopped raining. So we live in a stormy city, and just because it's a stormy day, if you want to get things done, you don't let that keep you inside or stop you from coming outside, because we have a lot of stormy days. You'll pretty much almost encounter rain when you're trying to get something done. So we learned, especially those us on feet and bike, we learned to gauge the rain patterns, because we'll walk and we'll travel through bands of storm, bands of rain. So we could come and go. Even if it was still stormy and overcast, we still know how to read the clouds and read the weather and read everything. Like I said, the smell of the rain and everything. To know if it's about to totally do a hard rain and shut down, and it's not good to go out there at all, or it's just having intervals of rain, or it's just one little band that's passing by and that's gonna stop. And that is some spiritual stuff, because that's using your senses and not your physical, not just your physical eyes, but using your senses and your sense at the same time.